Shah. So we'd like to know about your role and your experience while working in this movie.
There's one thing I really hate, it's night shootings. And this film involved 2 nights. Luckily it didn't involve rain, because that is the absolutely worst combination. So the only doubt I had about doing this movie was that it would require me to stay awake for 2 nights consecutively. I find that very difficult to do. But I loved the script so much, and the thought of working with a company like this, acting with Shahnaz, being directed by a young man who I hadn't met before, it all sounded very, very exciting. And I was very moved by the script when I read it. And as you could see, I wasn't playing a character. I was more or less playing myself. And Shahnaz was more or less playing herself. And the 2 youngsters were playing us. So they are the ones who had to play characters, if anybody.
So thank you so much for the wonderful answer. As we all know that Mr. Naseeruddin Shah is not keeping well and he has a doctor appointment. So I request the media to first please Q&A with him. Any questions from the media end? Anyone else? Okay.
No.
Okay. Okay. Yes, the next is Shahnaz Patel. Ma'am, we would like to know about your whole experience on working on Interior Cafe Night.
It was really enjoyable. I think it's such a sweet story, and seeing it again now after this long period of time since we shot it, I realized it's really such a beautiful story. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, I think when we read the script, it was just so beautifully put. And I think in a short film or a short story, that's what you're looking for, you know, where there is an arc, there is something that happens that takes you to an ending. And in this case, the ending is so positive and so lovely. And of course, it was such a joy. I was so kind of skeptical working in a short film, not sure how it would be, but the entire production was so brilliantly organized, everything was so smoothly done, and so happy to see a director who knew exactly what he wanted. There wasn't a question of, oh, sometimes you get people, oh, we're working with people who had so much experience behind them, and then they don't say anything, and you're left to do your work. Whereas here, Adhiraj had complete clarity in what the story he wanted to tell, and how he wanted us to tell it. He was very clear about the words that he wanted us to use in terms of the script, and that was really heartening, and it was a really enjoyable experience. It was one night, not two.
Yeah, I'd like to add something to what Shahnaz said. The clarity of Adhiraj's vision, the testimony to that is the film itself. Because when I read the script, I wondered how he would get this idea across. That there's 2 couples sitting in the cafe simultaneously. How is he going to make it clear that this is a memory that's happening? And I thought maybe he'll resort to dissolves or something like that, but he didn't do any of that. And it's a very original manner in which he's conveyed it. It hits you after a while that, hey, these are these 2, actually. And I think that's very beautifully done, and it's a great, I mean, really, hats off to Adhiraj for having such a clarity in his cinema.
Thank you both of you for your lovely answer. It's time to young, as I said, for the talented director Adhiraj Bose. So we request you to please talk something about the movie that is the film Interior Cafe Night.
About the film, I mean, I was actually I had assisted in films for a while, and I wanted to make, I had made short films earlier as a student, and I wanted to make a proper professional short film where I get to tell my own story without any sort of interference in sort of pulling out my vision. And so there began the journey of wanting to tell a story first. Then came the story, me and co-writer Saini, we were sort of brainstorming on what to do, and I sort of had this idea in my mind that I want to do something. I mean, relationship drama is sort of my zone. I think that's something that I like doing as well as do better than other genres. So I wanted to do something with couples and the memory getting personified in some sense, because if you take it on a day when two people meet suddenly after a long time, there's so much going through their mind, you know, and I wanted to sort of see if that can be personified in some way, that can be explored in a different way that hasn't been done before. And so in that process, I wrote the script and we kept writing many times. We wrote many drafts before we actually approached them, because we were like, I mean, somehow when I was writing script, I could just see both of them in the characters, and like, you know, the cast was more or less something that I was clear about, and I was hoping. I never knew that I wasn't sure, but before I approached them, I wanted to take many drafts at it. And in fact, what happened is after they actually said yes, it was great, so we started doing more drafts, because we were like, now there's no excuse to make a backup. You know, Naseeruddin are doing it, and Shweta and Naveen were casted. Shweta has been a friend so long, and I wanted to cast her in this role, and she also decided to co-produce the film, so that was great. You know, and Naveen's work I'd seen before, and I approached him. He also liked the script and wanted to do it. So I was like, now everything that I wanted I've got. I have to really work harder to get everything in place. So I think, yeah, that's where the journey began, and we did a lot of pre-production, a lot of work. In fact, like Naseer said sometime back that he was in London, and he said that you're going to shoot next week, I won't be back, wait for one more week. And I was actually happy because I got more time to prepare that way, because when I came to know he's doing it and Srinivas was doing it, I need a little more time to prepare. So yeah, that helped that we got a little 1 week extra to you know, prep, and we prepped a lot, and then the post-production also took its time. Shoot was one night. It's been that long that now it also feels like 2 nights, but shoot was one night. But post-production and everything. Yeah. So yeah, and I'm happy that now when it came together, most people saw it and really felt that it came together well. And now even 2 years later, when you see it, like a director is always anxious. You know, I'm always worried. Like, what are people going to think now? Is this still relevant? 2 years back, I made it this way. Today, I might be making it differently. But I'm glad that, you know, the response seems to be good even today. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your answer.
Yeah. So basically, when we got the film from Adhiraj, we really liked it. We liked the plot, we liked the simplicity of it and all of that. And the fact that, you know, such phenomenal actors were there. My question to you is, it's a short films platform which is still in its nascent stage as far as India is concerned. And, you know, you guys agreed to do this. What do you think was, as actors, the biggest challenge while you were performing this role?
See, if one encounters a well-written script, the actor's job is practically done for him or her. I have experienced that in all the movies I've done, which are the ones which I'm proud of and which are remembered. Movies like Masoom or Mirza Ghalib or Monsoon Wedding, or say something like Bhavni Bhavai or Mirch Masala. These scripts were so good that 90% of the actor's work is done. Then you have to just personify the character. The challenge arises when you are faced with faultily written scenes. Then you either make a big noise and try to improve it, and most of the time you don't succeed, or you just suffer. So that's the challenge, to set right a scene which you feel is not quite accurate. And a lot of the time one doesn't know where to begin, where to set a scene right. You know, if you in one of the regular masala movies, if you try to think of setting a scene right, you know,
yeah,
then you've got a lot of work on your hands. So the challenge is to be, I would say, for me as an actor these days, the challenge is to not attempt to display all my wares all the time, but to try to embody the character as the writer and director sees it. It's not always a huge task, because a lot of the time I'm asked to play, you know, aspects of myself. It's been a long time since I played a character who's totally different from me, you know. So it's the challenge is to get it right, and that's not a small task. Even if the script is well written, you still have to do your homework at it. But with a script like this, it makes the job, the actor's job, much easier. That's what I'd say. I don't know if Shahnaaz.
Honest in the moment. That's all one can do. And